So I realized like less than 5 minutes ago that the sun was trying to break through the clouds. And if you saw my video from earlier this morning, you realize that that's a big deal because the energy this morning was a bit heavy. It was a bit cloudy. It was a bit foggy. And I felt like the weather was reflecting that. But the sun started smiling and I was sitting at my desk and I was thinking about today. And I had this overwhelming feeling of emotion come about me. It just like came over me, which is why I went and grabbed my sunglasses. Because I felt like at any moment I was going to start crying. And I realized that today is International Women's Day, right? And I started thinking about like all the women in my life at present, all the women that have been a part of my life throughout my past, just women in general. And I got to thinking about my favorite woman in the world, absolutely and without a doubt, my own mom. And, you know, it's funny because it's like the world teaches you, oh, you give respect, you give honor, you give thanks to your mom on Mother's Day. You thank her on your birthday for birthing you into the world. You thank her, you know, on special occasions. But me and my mom had such a close relationship. Hi, there's a cat just like chilling, looking at me. Interesting. Let me just say this. I'm going to pause for a second on what I was about to say, and I'm going to just acknowledge the present. So I caught this cat's attention when, and here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. He jumped down, so he doesn't want to really be, he really doesn't want to be on camera. Obviously, we got a camera shy, furry thing or whatever, but I noticed him because I didn't know it was a cat at first. I'm like, is that a raccoon? Because it's a really big cat, right? But he started walking on the sill of the porch down below me. And he looked up and his eyes are like greenish. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I say all that to say this. My mom and I had a very different relationship. And as a result of that, I always celebrated her every single day, day in and day out. And if you knew my mom personally and you knew she and I's relationship, you know this to be a fact. Like, we were the type that would get up in the morning, because there were more oftentimes than not, I lived with my mom while she was still here in this earthly realm. And we would wake up in the morning and we would give each other hugs without talking about it, without saying, you know, she would kiss me on my cheek, I would kiss her on hers. And in so many ways, like, she was always, I say this all the time, but she was always the person that taught me what unconditional love was like. Because I'm not saying that I didn't get that from my dad, but it was different. Like, my dad would say, I loved you, or good job, or congratulations when something would happen. My mom would just randomly be like, I love you. Like, I could do something that she didn't like, and she would lead with, you know, Missy, I love you, but. And I want to take this time to just be in this space of gratitude, to talk about her, because she is my favorite person on this planet and every other realm beyond it, okay? And I say is my favorite person because while she's no longer here in the physical sense, energetically, she will always be with me. And I know that many of you guys can attest to that, you know, gone from this body, but not from my mind, my heart, my spirit. Like, she is in essence a bigger, more grandiose version of myself. She was so kind-hearted. She was so just authentically herself. And she taught me that it was okay to be myself as well. And that is such a big deal for me, especially now. Like, I've gotten to the point in my journey where I will fight you about my authenticity. Like, I will fight you to be pure-hearted. I will fight you because I am so self-aware that I'm not going to be anyone else but myself, okay? And she gave me the courage and the bravery to walk in that knowing. And even though there were times where I would like feel embarrassed or ashamed when I was growing up because she was so loud and so proud about being herself, uniquely and vibrantly so, that when she left this earth, it's almost like the branding, the rebranding, the re-identification that came later on. And my mom's been gone for almost 3 years. But all of that came later on, I knew in my spirit, I knew in my mind and in my body that that is who I was aligning with. Not my mom per se, but the higher version of myself that recognized that me being me authentically, was all I could and ever would be. And that is such a blessing, because she set the pace, she set the tone for me being and walking into my womanhood in a way that made me proud to be a woman. There were no boundaries, there were no ceilings in the way that she taught me as I was a girl growing up, and then later as I became a woman. I could do and be whoever I wanted to be. And yes, there are times when people will come into your life. There are times when you focus more outside of yourself and externally than you do on what it is that you need, what it is that you desire, who it is that you are trying to be. But at the same time, it's like those lessons that she gave me, those experiences that she showed me, the wisdom that built as a result of her being such an integral part of my life, I will never forget. And while I have no children now, you know what I'm saying, I hope that I can influence other young girls, other women to do the same. Whether it be on International Women's Day, whether it be on Valentine's Day, whether it just be an ordinary Tuesday, Sunday, or Thursday, I hope that I can set an example that will make another woman, another girl feel like they too can be whoever they want to be in this life. The feminine energy that I exude, the feminine energy that was coming off of this cat, I'm not sure if it was a male or a female, but all of us have both masculine and feminine energy. And I say that because when we can allow ourselves to be governed by the feminine energy that resides within us, it makes us all more balanced, more nurturing. It makes us more human. And to all the women that are watching this, to all the little girls who may come across it as well, know that you are important, that you matter. And that's not just something I'm saying, that's something that I'm feeling from my heart space. That no matter what you want to do or be in this life, you can be. You just have to set your sights on it and believe in yourself. And recognize the people around you that believe in you too. I love y'all. Mom, I love you. And happy International Women's Day, y'all. Mwah.